Good afternoon, and welcome to, Blind People Armor. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to talk about shoes. I got a couple of shoes here. I've got mainly my everyday walk into the store shoes, like, just walking around the block and stuff, and then I have my going out into the world shoes. I only have one of each out because, shoes take up a lot of space. But luckily, I don't have big feet, so my shoes don't take up as much space as they could, that's for sure. But I wanted to talk to you today about shoes because earlier I talked. Let's see, go there. Earlier I talked to you about hats and why the blind should be wearing hats. And previously on this channel I've talked to you about the canes that you could be using and the types of cane. The cane that I use most often, which is Chris Park Designs. If you're blind or visually impaired and you need the use of a cane, then I do suggest Chris Park Designs. And if you have tunnel vision and you're not using a cane, what's wrong with you? No, if you have tunnel vision, you need to be using a cane. Trust me on this one. I had tunnel vision for years. I could shoot the top off of a bottle at 200 yards. I know about tunnel vision. Tunnel vision makes you an expert at being a quarterback and firing those uh, footballs. It also, throwing them and stuff. And it also makes you good at pitching baseballs. It also makes you good at shooting at the range. But what it doesn't make you good at is seeing where your feet are. See, that's a problem right there when you're walking. You got to always look down. And whenever I started using a cane, I got better at that. It was nice to be able to just look around at the world around me for a change and go, oh, look at that pretty thing. Oh, look, flowers over there. Well, I'm walking, and the cane's just tapping away. My head can be on a swivel looking around at the world, observing things like, oh, a pretty bird, you know? Anyway, the point of this video isn't the cane. I just wanted to bring that cane up again. Anyway, the point of this video is shoes. And why am I talking about shoes today? Well, for a few reasons. And why do I call them armor? Well, it's important, and also survivability. That's for sure. In America, you got medical bills are crazy, so you want to make sure that you wear the appropriate footwear if you're visually impaired. You can't, or blind, you can't see the ground below you, and you want to make sure that you're not going to rip your toenail off or something like that. I swear off of flip flops. I believe flip flops are a terrible thing for the blind to wear. Open toed shoes, anything, terrible thing for the blind to wear. I have ripped up enough big toenail nails. I've ripped enough of them off. I've gotten enough stump toes to know that that's not conducive. That is not conducive to a wonderful life as a blind person. So wear some closed-toed footwear for sure. This type of footwear here isn't what I really like, but it is enough. All right, it's thin-soled, and this allows me to feel the pavement below. Now, what I really like are full leather moccasins, leather soled, leather everywhere. I used to be, used to go up, I would say an hour and a half north whenever I get the chance. And there's a place there that the Seminoles use to sell their moccasins. And I buy moccasins from the Seminole tribe because they make excellent moccasins. And for the blind, you want to be able to feel that pavement below you. All right? I'd spend a lot of my time barefoot around the house just because I like feeling the ground below my feet. And that helps me see. Like Toft, in a way, from Avatar The Last Airbender. That is true. You can see through your feet, and thick-soled shoes have their purposes and their places, and I'm about to get to that. But thin-soled shoes are your mostly wear shoes, okay? Whenever I took a big train trip around America, I actually used leather moccasins, and I wore them as my train shoes because the train is kind of you don't know what's on that floor in the train, but having a pair of train shoes that allow you to feel the patterns of the floor below you, and like you can feel stairs and stuff by the grating on the leather. So it worked out pretty well for me, and it may work out pretty well for you. So thin-soled shoes, like slipper style things, are perfect for the blind, and it allows you to feel what's underneath it. Now, I'm going to set this one on the floor in a way. Now we're going to get into what I consider to be the armored shoe. See, that's your everyday survival shoe. That's your getting around areas of town that you walk. Now, what if you got to go on a longer journey? Huh? What if you're going to a place that you've never been before that you don't know about? All right, you don't know where the puddles are. You don't know anything. You haven't memorized the landscape. That's where this comes in. Now, I get Red Wing because Red Wing have a lifetime guarantee, and I can get the sole replaced for like $100. It's pretty awesome. I approve of it. I mean, these are expensive shoes to buy, but they'll last you a lifetime. They are good shoes. I swear by these Red Wings. I've had these things for like 6 7 years now, and they haven't shown me wrong at all. They're a little gruddy, they're a little dirty, but they gotten some scuffs on them. They've seen some life. All right, I got to keep them in the closet though because my cat likes to try and sharpen her claws on the top leather, which isn't good for the leather. Um, now these are leather, and like the other shoes are, and now if you get moccasins, you want to make sure if they're suede, remember that because you can't protect suede like you can protect leather. There's a big difference between suede and leather. But if you get leather things, then you can use things like mink oil. Like I use mink oil on this shoe right here to make sure the leather stays fresh, and it enhances the water resistant ability. Now these shoes can go up to yeah, it's like up to here in water. I can step, yeah, I can step pretty deep in a puddle. No, I think it's just up to here, just to where the edge of the shoelaces are. That's a good 2 inches of water. This is a puddle. I can step in a puddle, and I don't have to worry about getting my socks wet. I don't know about the rest of you. I hate wet socks. Um, so, being in the Florida environment, it's important to have shoes for those longer journeys that are water resistant and don't get your socks wet because you will step in puddles. There's no helping it. There's no helping it at all. You will step in a puddle. It will happen. I don't know about the rest of you blind people, but I have the terrible luck of finding the dog poo. I don't know what it is. My feet are magnetically attracted to it. You can have an open field with only one pile of dog poo in that giant open field of 10 acres. I will step on it. I don't know what's going on. It's just the universe likes to play tricks on me, I guess. It loves laughing at me when it comes to things like that. But I don't mind the harmless little pranks that the universe plays on you. It keeps you alert. Keeps me alert, that's for sure. I step in something, go squish, and then I smell it. I'm like, ah, crap. Literally. All right. Now, another point I want to make about these shoes, other than that, in fact, they're water resistant. Underneath, excuse the dirt and stuff. I didn't go washing this off with a hose or anything. But this undersole here, the sole of this shoe is a very tough, slip-proof rubber. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important because you don't want to slip whenever you're blind. But also, you're going to step on things. You may step on some glass. And it's nice if you step on the glass and your boot crunches it. And there's no problem to you. It doesn't go through the sole at all because this rubber is tough stuff. It can withstand a nail sometimes. It depends on how the nail is. But, if you step on a nail, the chances of you having that nail touch your toes or the bottom of your feet, pretty low with these shoes. These shoes are pretty good about that. They're graded for working on job sites and stuff. Well, not these specifically because these are not steel toed. They're composite toed, which means that they're working on other types of things. But they're good shoes nonetheless, and it's important to have that thick sole because you never know what you're going to step on. All right, that cane can't tell you every single thing that's on the ground. Now, finally, we're going to come up to the reason why I choose boots over anything else whenever I'm going on on a journey. It's because of the fact that this is ankle support. All right, your foot goes in here. This thing ties up to up your ankle, and it gets into your calf area. And this is very important for the blind. I don't know about the rest of you, but I have instances where I will step half on, half off a sidewalk, and then my foot will go like that. And half on, half off the sidewalk, the foot goes like that. I had so many twisted ankles back whenever I was a tennis shoe wearing person. I was twisting my ankle every other day. It's just a quirk of mine. I miss sidewalks sometimes and step on the edge. So to stop that from occurring, to stop my twisted ankle curse, I got ankle support in these boots, and that's why I always wear these boots that tie up past the ankle. Is because I don't like sprained ankles. I hate sprained ankles, and I'm tired of dealing with sprained ankles. I'm too old to deal with that nonsense anymore. And this protects my ankles from being sprained, which is another reason why it's Armoure. And finally, this area is pretty padded, all right? And that's nice because whenever you're walking, this spot right here on your ankle, get the shoe in there, okay? So imagine you got your foot in here, okay? It's this spot on the ankle where the tongue is. That is, for me at least, it's a very sensitive zone. And I have bashed that spot so many times in my life. Sam's Club still gives me horrors because of those stupid flatbed trailers. I don't know about the rest of you visually impaired people who have walked into one of them trailers going full force and made a bong noise with your ankle. I've done it a few times, more than once, and every single solitary time, it has reminded me that I needed to get something to protect myself. Got these. Next time I came across one of those, and this was years ago, whenever I got my first pair. But next time I came across one of those, my foot hit it, and it went boom. And though it hurt a little because I still slammed my foot into it going full speed, it didn't hurt as much as it had in the past. And that's why I'm bringing it up to you, the blind and the visually impaired. This is important to make sure that when you hit something like that, you're good. You're all right. You're not just holding your leg going, ah, ah, like they did in Family Guy when Oompa kicked Peter in the shit. Eh, all right. Well, that's all I wanted to talk to you about today. Oh, and finally, if you get shoes, make sure that you do pay good money for them. You want to make sure though that you're not paying like some stupid. Oh, you're paying good money because of the brand name. You don't want that. You want good shoes that are quality above brand. Um, I don't know how Red Wing are today, but 6 years ago it was quality and brand were kind of intersecting. But because of that, I got some good insoles with mine, and I do recommend getting some good insoles as well, but not too thick insoles because you don't want your feet to not feel what's going on. The point, the important thing is to not give yourself so much suspension that you lose sight of the ground. Your feet have got to still feel that ground. It's very important. It does help. It does make your life walking around cities and the countryside a lot easier. And I think that's about all I've got to say on shoes. Footwear is important, and it's important you choose the right footwear. And it doesn't matter if it's flashy. It doesn't matter if it looks cool. That at least for me, that's never been a thing. I've never cared about that. I've only cared about making sure that I don't experience pain and stump toes and stuff like that. I was just done with them. So even if it doesn't look good, it still protects me. And armor's not supposed to look pretty. The best armor out there is the armor that doesn't look pretty at all. They tell you it will save your life. It will save you some pain. It will save you some frustrations. And that's what these boots will do. They will save you frustrations and they'll save you pain. That's but thank you for watching today's episode on blind armor. I don't know how many more of these I can do because there's I only got a few more pieces of armor that I wear on a daily basis, but I'll bring them up. I've got a couple more pieces lined up that I can talk about on this channel. So please share and subscribe and like if you like it, and definitely share it with anybody you know who's got vision issues because it's important, to help them out and show them that there's things that they can do to make their lives just a little easier. But when you do enough things that make your life just a pinch easier, well, that those pinches add up to a pound. And that pound can be important. All right. Until next time, bye bye for now.